I found a way to turn any process into an interactive guide by just doing it once, and let me show you how to do that. You know, I run a company and sadly, sometimes I have to explain the same process over and over again. And you know, usually the solution is either a long Loom video or a document with multiple screenshots and text that's written. But the problem with the video is if somebody forgets something, they have to go through the entire video to look at that one step that they've not been able to do. So today I'm going to take one actual workflow from my company and turn that into an interactive guide. Let's use a small part of our client onboarding process. Now, whenever a client joins, someone from the team first needs to create this client workspace in Notion and add all of the right information. Now, this includes creating the client page, adding all of the project details, assigning the internal team, and setting up all of these sections for meeting notes, deliverables, and action items. Now, instead of manually making an SOP for this, I'm going to do the process once, step by step. And now comes the interesting part. I've installed this extension called Supademo Chrome extension. Now over here, I'm going to go and install the extension. And once I click on the extension and start record interactive demo, I can now simply do the process like I usually would. So let's do that. First, I'm going to open our client onboarding template on Notion. I will now duplicate this. I will then use AI to dump in all of the client information and ask it to fill it for me. What I now do is I use Claude in the sidebar, give it all of the meeting notes and ask it to fill it all of the client information in the Notion template for me. And without this training SOP, maybe my team would be doing this manually and wasting a lot of time. If you see, Claude has automatically filled all of this Notion document. And now you can see Claude has automatically renamed the workspace, the client name. It has added the project owner, key deliverables, and that's it. I have completed this entire process once. Now, if I click on stop recording, Supademo has automatically converted every action into individual steps. And this is the part that I found extremely useful, that instead of giving them another passive screen recording, Supademo has created this interactive click-through walkthrough. I can click on things, it tells me what to do, what the next step will be, I can go back and forth. I can also only open the slide that is important to me. It has also captured the screen at every important stage. It has added clickable hotspot, and it is also showing the user where exactly they need to click. So now when I give this to somebody, they can follow the step-by-step process and do the task themselves. And the best part is, in a video, you watch the video for 15 minutes and then think about it, and then you probably do it later. But with this one, they're actually moving through it. For example, if you see the deck, it says duplicate the template. And then once they click here, it moves them to the next step and shows them that, okay, you need to rename the workspace. It is then guiding them to the project owner section, the AI part. Now, this is feeling far more usable than basic Loom video, or probably a long document with like different screenshots and long paragraphs of text. Okay, look, to be honest, the first version is definitely basis what I clicked, but I would love to clean up the instructions and I want to make it easier for my team to use this, right? So what I'm going to do is, Supademo has an MCP that you can connect with Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, anything. I'm going to use Claude here. I'm going to go to Claude. I will click on connectors and I will click on add connector and browse connectors. Here, I'm going to type Supademo and I'm going to connect it with my Claude. Now, once the setup is done, I can go to Claude, give it the Supademo link and ask it to clean up the entire guide. Now, if you see, Claude is accessing the demo through Supademo's MCP and it's making the changes directly without me touching the laptop. It is showing me each proposed update, and I can also approve changes one by one by clicking on allow. Okay, it's finally done it. Let's look at what we have. Here it has written the generic instruction into something much clearer. It has also added a lot of zoom-ins to the field that the employee needs to edit. And also it has generated a short voiceover that explains the step without sounding like a formal training manual. Hear this. Okay, lovely. Now once the actions are approved, I can refresh the editor. I can now see that the hotspot text has been updated, the important steps have zooms, and most of these steps have voiceovers. And this is the final training guide. And now I can go and click on share and give it as a link, as a doc, or any format that I want. And now a new team member can open it, click through these processes, listen to the explanation, and do the task by themselves. And because every step is separate, they can actually come back to the step that they have less clarity on instead of watching the entire video, completely if this was done traditionally via a video SOP. I can also, by the way, embed this inside Notion, a company knowledge database, a website, a help center, or even an internal onboarding document, because I'm allowed to share this as a link, as a personalized link also. Okay, now my honest verdict here will be Supademo is extremely useful, especially when a team member, a leader wants to show or train somebody on a client onboarding process or a product walkthrough or any internal or external process, especially if it has multiple steps that you need to follow. In fact, a lot of product companies or companies in general can create a lot of these guides for users using their product the right way. Now for me, what stood out was how easily the entire process became an interactive document rather than a boring textual document that somebody has to read through. And after all of this, the best part is the MCP integration helps you clean the entire thing out with AI rather than doing it manually. If you want to try this for free, the link to Supademo will be in the description below and will also be pinned in the comments.